Now, the song I played was not the right song. But here is what I want us to do. I want everybody to rise up for a second. We are going to say it 2 times. I want everybody to say, love, unity, we are all one family. I'm going to say it 2 times. Love, unity, we are all one family. Say it again. Love, unity, we are all one family. One more time. Love, unity, we are all one family. All right, thank you so much. And now this is By the way, can we agree this has been the best convention ever? And it's only Todd's first year in office. Think about that. Can we also agree 2023 is going to be the best year of our lives in WFG? Thank you so much, WFG, for giving us this opportunity and for organizing an incredible convention. My name is Daniel. I'm standing here today. I'm blessed because WFG has been a blessing to me, my family, and my community. You see, I immigrated from Cameroon to the United States 22 years ago. And my first career was in healthcare. I was a nurse for over 10 years. And as a nurse, I worked 3 jobs. And the reason why I worked 3 jobs is because 1 was not enough. To make ends meet, I needed to do 3 jobs. And I did that for 10 years. And after 10 years of working so hard, I realized I needed to do something differently to improve on my standards. So what did I do? I went back to school for more education. I graduated as a family nurse practitioner. I practiced for 3 years. And in my 3rd year of practice, this opportunity called WFG found me. So in a way, I have been in WFG for 6 years. But after my first year of joining WFG, I attended my first convention. It was right here in this hall, this arena. But I'm so happy I didn't attend that convention by myself. I came with me on that day, the rock of my life, the bone of my bone, the MVP of Team Legacy Star Hierarchy, Linda Fombo. By the way, if I am standing on this stage today, it's because of you, Team Legacy Star. Thank you so much. So that first convention, you know where we're sitting? We're sitting like somewhere around there. And we watched with admiration what this opportunity was doing for many people. We heard the crusade, and we heard the dream. And on that day, myself and Linda, we said this was going to be our story. Now, guess what just happened in the past 4 days? The same thing has repeated itself. So if you are here today and this is your first convention, I want you to know what just happened today is exactly what happened to us. Because we have seen and heard two sides of the story. The first side, the crusade. We've heard testimonies of what WFG is doing for Main Street America. The family that was sick, stricken by cancer, lost their job, lost their income, but because an angel in this hall sat with them prior to them being sick, when that cancer was diagnosed, and they went on chemotherapy, and they lost their job, and they lost their income, they had relief. Why? Because somebody provided them with life insurance that has living benefits and long-term care. When they went on chemotherapy, the accelerated death benefit was released. And because of that, they didn't lose their home, they didn't reduce their standards of living, they didn't become homeless because of an illness. This is the story of WFG. This is not just one case. This is happening hundreds of cases all across the United States of America. It is called No Family Left Behind. This is the WFG story. As if that's not enough, there is the second side of that story. It's a double-edged sword, the American dream. Nowhere else could the American dream have been evident than what we've heard in this room for the past 4 days. We've heard stories of people that came from nowhere to somewhere. Healthcare employees that used to make $70,000 a year working 3 jobs, working overtime, and in just 2 years of joining WFG, they have now crossed over $1 million in annual income. This is the American dream. Now, I'm not talking about one person or two. I'm talking about this same story repeating itself to many, many families sitting in this hall today. That's the American dream. This is what WFG is all about. WFG sword. We do both. Now, I am not naive to the fact that the success story might not have come for many others who are in this room today so fast, like we heard from those who have been on this stage. I want you to listen to me. If you are one of those who have been here perhaps 6 months, haven't made $1, 1 year, have not even crossed $50K in annual income, 2 years perhaps, you have not even made that first $10,000. I have some news for you, and that news is called being patient. I want you to know WFG is a compounding process. WFG is a compounding process. If you are one of those who you've sat down with families, you've put in the grind, you've put in hours, and you don't see the results, your results are not linear. You don't see that you put in enough time to get enough results, you start getting frustrated. And you start feeling like maybe perhaps WFG is not for you. You start feeling as though perhaps you've wasted time, you've wasted energy. I want you to know WFG is a compounding process. The most powerful outcome of a compounding process are delayed. In any quest for success, the early part and the middle part is often full of a valley of disappointments. So you have to be patient. Do not think your time has gone to waste. The energy you put in has been wasted. Your success is being stored, is being saved for you. Now let me tell you a little bit about my story, the one that you don't know. When I joined WHA 6 years ago, the first family I spoke to said no. Number 2 said no. 3 said no. 4 said no. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 said no. 11 said no. 12, 13, 14, 15 said no. 17 said no. 18 they said no. 19 they said no. You know what happened on number 20? I got the first yes. And then, after that, it became a yes, 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 yes. I want you to know, the reason why I'm telling this story because I don't want you to make the same error, especially if you are here for the first time. I don't want you to make the same error that has been made by many people. I'm going to give you this scenario for you to understand the power of compounding. I want you to imagine you're in a room and the temperature is so cold. It is 25 degrees. Very, very cold. And in that room, right in front of you on the table is an ice block. And then all of a sudden, the room starts warming up. 25 degrees, and then 26 degrees, 27 degrees, 28 degrees, 29 degrees, and you're looking at the ice, it remains the same. Nothing is happening. Solid, strong, nothing changes. 30 degrees, still, nothing happens. 31 degrees, nothing happens. And then, 32 degrees, all of a sudden, the ice starts melting. Invariably, between temperature of 25 degrees and 31 degrees, nothing happened. 1 point difference between 31 and 32, you've crossed the plateau of latent potential, where the action happens. Between 25 and 31, you're not wasting time, you're compounding. The breakthrough happens at 32. So, I want to tell you this. If you are one of those who is beating yourself, you're so angry, you're mad because your success is not coming fast enough, it's like being angry at the ice not melting between the temperature of 25 and 31 degrees. That's exactly what you're doing. And so, patience is needed in a compounding process. Now, I want to share with you the temptations that might come your way. Especially for those who are not seeing that success coming in a linear fashion. There are 5 of those temptations. Temptation number 1. Well, you've been working so hard and the success, the money is not coming quick. Temptation number 2. It's time for you to focus on the working harder, picking up extra shift, working night shift. Temptation number 3. Well, I think it's time for you to concentrate on that career. Work hard to climb up the corporate ladder. Remember, no matter how tall that ladder is, it's always leaning against the wrong wall. Temptation number 4. It's time to pick up a new job. 2, 3 more employers instead of just one. The last one is the worst of them. Ready for this? The last temptation is the worst and the worst of all of those temptations is the one that tells you, I want to take some time off my business. I'm going to be back. I'm not quitting. I'll be back in 2 months. I'll be back in 1 year. I can't quit WAG. WAG is for me, but I just want to take some time off. I just want to spend some more time with my family, with my children. I've got some stress in my life. That is the worst of those temptations. If you hear yourself say, I want to take some time off and I'll be back, I want you to remember that is the fifth temptation and is the worst of those temptations. One of the benefits of being in WAG is that we all got to understand one of the most quoted in the financial world. Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who does not, pays it. I want to share with you the devastating consequences if you interrupt a compounding process. Anybody here eats tomatoes? Like stew and tomatoes? Now check this out. If you plant a tomato seed, and you give it the right watering and the right temperature. So you provide the tomato seeds with the right temperature and the right amount of watering on day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seed germinates on day 9. It becomes a plant. It goes from a seed to a plant on day 9. Scenario number 2, the same seed. The same seed is planted. And you provide it with the right temperature and the right watering on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Then you skip day 5. Then you skip day 6. And then proceed from there. That same seed now takes 30 days to germinate. You guys following me? The difference between scenario number 1 and scenario number 2 is compounding process was interrupted. It took 9 days for the seed to germinate on scenario number 1, and it took triple the amount of time for scenario number 2 to germinate. And in the case of scenario number 2, not all the seeds germinated. And for those that germinated, the growth was stunted. It was anemic. Some died. This is what happens if you fall for the temptation, the fifth temptation. The one that says, I want to interrupt the process of building your business. When you do, let me tell you, force of inertia in physics is a lot harder to start and it is to continue. So if you are crawling, keep crawling. Don't stop. If you're walking, keep walking. Don't stop. If you're running, keep running. Don't stop. If you're flying, keep flying. Don't stop. Because each time you interrupt that process, the consequences are huge. Want you to imagine, you now arrive at your destination, you take triple the amount of time to do the same thing if at all you do. And you guys know what happens each time somebody said, I'll be back. They never came back. And then you look back 10 years after, and all you have are regrets. So here is what we are going to do. I want you to know this. Recruiting is a compounding process. Licensing is a compounding process. Training is a compounding process. Production is a compounding process. Cash flow is a compounding process. Everything compounds. When the success begins, it's going to flow like a mighty stream. Have I told you today, for those who are here for the first time, why you need to make sure you are here for the next 2 years to see the beginning of that success? It's not going to happen first month, 1 year, 2 years. I'm going to give you 2 years to see that compounding process. So, to close, we are going to dream up. If you are here and you have mounted your flag in WFG and your upline quits, I want you to dream up. Your downline quits, I want you to dream up. Your family rejects you, I want you to dream up. Your friends reject you, I want you to dream up. If you get a charge back, I want you to dream up. We are going to dream up because that's who we are. We are going to be mentally tough. WFG is for you. If you change the lives of all these people that have been on stage, I'm telling you this, you are bound to be the next. So we're going to close with this, the same way we started. Love, unity, we are one family. Let's have everybody on their feet. All right, and we're going to do it 3 times. We are going to do it 3 times. And the 3rd time has to be the loudest. All right, love, unity, we are all one family.
Love, unity, we are all one family.